Hello, and how is everybody doing? I'm a little sleepy this evening, I won't lie to you. I don't know. I should hit up Iris. Looks like we're soloing it. So it'll probably be a shorter stream, right? I've got editing to do also, as Crystal is reminding me in our audio entropy chat. How we doing, everybody? I'm staring at this image right now because it's how I'm feeling about Netrunner. I just did very well at a tournament not 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, man, I might be bad at this game actually. So just means it's time to keep running that treadmill, right? Yeah, I have been. I talked about it a bit last time. I think I've been a little bit of a doomer about Seb after that tournament because like just running through those games. First game went really strong. Second game got completely boxed out. Third game I won, but it was because the court flooded. It really had not that much to do with what I was doing. Fourth game got completely boxed out, and I'm like, ugh, is Seb good actually? I don't know. I don't know if Seb's actually all that good. And then I proceeded to like get my ass beat by Seb's on JNet like all week long. So I'm like, well, okay, maybe it's not Seb's fault. Maybe it's my fault. uh, I don't think Vic is a very interesting runner. I think it is like the most generic thing you can be doing with criminal. It's not like reg crim feels too generous for what you're doing. It's not. It's literally what it is. But like, um, I don't know. It doesn't light my fire all that much. But it's hard to argue with results, and it gets results. Um, I feel like going to just a very bare bones battle plan and just drilling it, really building fundamentals, not relying on fun tricks, not relying on weird gimmicks that the corp's not prepping for. Just, I am making money, I am installing icebreakers, I am running servers, I am stealing agendas, and learn how to do that as good as I can. Then maybe I can pivot back to more goofy runners, um, and have more success with a better foundation under me, you know. So that is kind of the current thinking I'm on. Corp wise, I'm crushing it still. It's going great. But yeah, let's just play some Vic games. Yep. I did put out the call. Hey, anyone want to co-pilot this stream? And got Crystal immediately asking, "Have you finished editing the Eidolon episode going up?" To which I said, "No, but you know." uh, okay. How do we feel with this hand? It's got DreamNet, which means that we probably keep it. It's DreamNet and a ton of money. So yeah, this looks like a keep to me. We're against P2 and Tyon, which is a ID I wish I liked more. I would love to see it do some cool stuff. Maybe this will be the game where it does some cool stuff. It's always got to stay hopeful for that kind of thing. What's the sequencing here? I think it's just DreamNet, run. Do we run the server and just figure out right away, is this a trap or is it bait? Let's learn what kind of person we're dealing with here. Okay. Kind of neither. I'm fine with that. Then let's just do this. Do this. Maybe new cards make PT good. I sure as fuck haven't checked. Yeah. What would make PT good is the thing, right? Could you do, like, a flood the market type deck with PT? Would that make some sense? Possibly. They cannot possibly defend all of these. And I doubt they put anything that important on Archive, since they're just trying to get it blocked. Okay. Let's peek at HQ. Okay. Ooh, well, good to get rid of that. And let's draw a card and get a daily cast down. That's why you draw early, because if we'd had that transfer, I would have been feeling way better about what's going on right now. Okay, now you definitely do have enough money to res. Let's run Archives anyway, force you to do it. What do we got here? Congratulations. I don't know how this works. You get $1 when I go through it, and okay, we just all get money. So your entire game plan, so far at least, seems to be making lots of money. Begs the question of to what end. Let's Bravado into HQ. Interesting that you dropped a Mitosis. Empiricist, that's not ideal, but we can live with it. Honestly, no, because we only have one of twinning, so that does kind of suck if it hits twinning, which 3/4 chance it does. If we hit a Fuji and die here, or hit a Bite and die here, we feel real stupid, so I think we just jack out. This down, trigger it. We want to get our killer down. I'm just trying to decide, do we care about triggering this again? Let's run R&D, try and force some more money spend. Oh, that's a congratulations, alright. Like, when you're this seemingly singularly focused on making money, my first thought is you have Big Deal in this deck, which is interesting. Bladderwort. Yeah, like, I don't... All your stuff makes you money, so it seems like you're not going poor enough for Bladderwort to ever fire in terms of, like, doing damage. I wish I had to little people respect the possibility of bite. Yeah, they don't. I'll admit, I don't. I tend to not either, just because very few people run bite, so it does. Even though I run bite, it does tend to catch me off guard a bit. And let's just fully break. Spent 3 to make 6. That's a good deal to me. Smoxamoon, okay. Vic. And do we take this down or try to take this down? Let's just pinhole it. Yeah, let's just pinhole it. I am very... The vision of this deck is not clear to me at this point. Doing the old mitosis-osis. Let's draw up. I've only got one of each breaker in this deck, so let's get Shibboleth down. And let's spin the wheel, baby. Urtica. Youch. Now, the $1,000,000 question is this a double trap, or is that now an agenda that you're going to score? But the agenda it would be is Fuji, and we don't want it to be a Fuji. So let's just... Clearinghouse. Wait, does that kill? No, it doesn't quite kill. Clearinghouse. If Clearinghouse cost any money to res, that would have killed. Which would have been pretty funny. We're not in like a great shape right now. This is not a happy time. Sure. Garden the Bladderwort, okay. Let's run here to trigger DreamNet. Do we care about breaking this? Yeah, we'll pay 1. It's off at Chesva, so. Okay. Oh, we can get twinning back with this. That's huge, actually. Do we just do that? Let's save that for next turn. Let's focus on getting our stuff back. Okay. Okay. And now let's Praxis. Fully break. We're not going to spend Chesva because we want Chesva available to charge twinning. Get the twinning back. Nope, we're good. Pop Vic. Then let's Bravado HQ. Statistically, you should have more than one agenda by this point. Although, were there any face downs in the simulation reset? I could check the log. I don't think there were, because we've been running pretty consistently. So I'm going to just pop the twinning counter right away. Spending 3 to make 4. And C2. Oh! Bite number 2, baby! There is 1 bite remaining. Wait, how did we... Oh, you trashed it with the tag. Oh, no. That's actually really bad. This is what we get for talking shit. What was the thing we saw that wasn't bite? We saw bite and we saw empiricist. Okay. Whew, okay. We're actually in kind of dire straits here. This is not ideal. Which honestly, like, that's fun that we're getting put in a bind by PT. I respect that. We don't need to keep pushing runs because yeah. Dude, well, let's just gamble for now. Yeah, losing both DreamNet and Twinning is huge. They're starting to build a scoring remote, which is interesting. Let's hit the nuke. Does Tungsten help us here? It doesn't, so we don't need to rush that out. We probably just transfer a wealth, right? Yeah. Let's do this first so we can steal something. Hey, we stole something, all right. Then let's do Vic. We can throw out mutual favor because we found all our breakers. Another, oh, hedge fund, got it. Okay, let's just head on into HQ. Absolutely, that's ours. One of those cards is an empiricist. We don't know what the other one is, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think that's a good use of compilation to check it. So instead, let's... Do we just get rid of Bladderwort? Maybe. That costs 3 plus whatever that's going to cost. Do we boomerang it? We probably boomerang it, yeah. Although we saw some Oxamoon at some point, didn't we? Pretty sure we did. I'll bet that's what this is. No reason you couldn't have multiples, though. Let's throw Kurapira down. Oh, insufficient MU. Oh, I haven't found friggin' Hermes yet. Oh, no. Then in that case, let's draw. Let's... This is expensive, but we'll, you know, start getting rebate on it. Oh, open market after we put Class Act down, of course. That sure looks like an agenda. Oh, sure, they're going to use PT to do it. Makes sense. Or not? Okay. I think we do this. Right, we still have no MU. Right. The whole reason we didn't do it in the first place. If this hits Kurapira, I'm going to be sad. It didn't. Okay. Don't love it hitting Boomerang either. I think that's both our Boomerangs out, but we'll live. Let's do this. plus. Okay. Okay. Do we care about front company? I don't think we do. I think we care about money way more at this point. Eru is huge. Yeah, we want Eru. Oh, we're out of cards anyway, so... Wait, did we lose both Hermes? Oh, no. Oh, no. I knew we lost one of them. I didn't realize we lost both. Whoops. Well, we lost Copulation now, so it doesn't really matter. You know what we do? Eru does make us care about front company, doesn't it? Oh, well. In that case, let's do transfer of wealth. Let's run the front company. That's too much. Let's pinhole and hit the front company. And then we can do Eru. Run with Eru. Let this fire so we get a little bit of money. They get money too, but like whatever. And then we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. With how few agendas we've seen, pretty good chance of hitting multiple agendas here. And there you go. Yeah, that, honestly, that is maybe the most scared I have ever been versus PT. That was getting dicey by the end. So credit to them. That is the most work I've ever seen PT do. Or at least that I've seen like a traps deck do, you know, recently. Like I guess Provdevost also does pretty good there, but yeah, no, I mean they did solid. They did solid. Oh, yeah, let's run it back. Did I? Nope. And, you know, it's very much the thing of, like... Well, no, I was going to say, would I have been in trouble with Seb there? And I wouldn't have been, because they had very porous ice. And very, like, low-power ice that we saw. And obviously, hey, if you're up against a different runner, maybe your entire approach is different. Hard to say. But, like, I wouldn't have been... I wouldn't have had to burn crews on the congratulations, you know? Small grump. Elio construction. So no DreamNet, which makes me very much want to mull this. We do have a Boomerang Transfer of Wealth, which is a really nasty opening turn. And we do have a daily cast, so I think I'm going to keep it. But that might be incorrect. We'll see. Good play, but I didn't see the ID fire that much. That's also a fair point. I think when the ID helped them the most was the early game when they were just building Vig counters for free. Now, the only downside to this versus LEO is that they have... actually, is this a good play even? We're gonna do it. Fuck it. We kept this hand so we could do this move. If this ends up being like a boomy, then like... C'est la vie. Mamma mia. No further action. Okay. Seamless launch. And then I think... Let's get daily cast turning. Start spinning that little wheel. Did they keep or mull? They mulled. Okay. I mean, the fact they didn't res this does make me very curious about what it is. Hey, there's DreamNet. Never punished. If they didn't res it versus transfer, surely they won't res it versus clean getaway, right? Yeah, no. What is that? They're loaded. Why are they so reticent to res that? This is really interesting to me. That's either like a Spin Doctor or a Trank Grid. I was going to say if it's a Trank Grid, I don't want to spend the money killing it, but I'm not... I have so been there. Yeah, Trank Grid. Yeah, good to take that down. I was talking about it with some local folks of like... Sorry, I just saw their message in the chat. But no, I was talking about some local folks of like less LEO and more like PD, but like it's really tough sebbing into what do you call it, like PD combo stuff, because one of Seb's big like magic tricks is abusing transfer of wealth to keep the court poor. And the thing about HB is they are so fucking good at not being poor. Like, if they have a single credit, they can just fully op and, like, jump to 6 credits immediately. If they have 0 credits, they can install something on a Trank Grid and then fully op and jump up to, like, 6 or 7 immediately. It is so hard to keep HB down. Almost to the point where I'm worried it's a little bit of a problem, because when they're... Like, HB's, like, you know, corporate identity or whatever is all about, like, click efficiency. And when they can make $1 million forever and have a bunch of click efficiency, that's tough to deal with, I'll say. We're going to do a little bit of this. And then we can use the last click to... Actually, do we do this? Because if we do that... No, yeah. Well, we might clear the tag vanilla style, because I don't want to overdraw here. Because I do want all of these cards. And it's 1 credit, and we have money making on the table. I think we just clear it vanilla style. Fully so good I played HB for like 5 minutes. I was like, this is allowed? Yeah, it's so tough. I don't know if you watch Metropole Grid, Justine, but I played him on stream this week with my Seb deck, and it was just a nightmare. Like, I could do nothing as he fast advanced out 5 threes. It was so bad. Let's just start off with the thing we do. Interesting, okay. Then we'll do this. Then we'll do this. Then we'll do this. You have really not cared about defending HQ. I think we run here, not because I really expect to see much, but because A, I want to pop DreamNet. B, if you do res, I can finally get this boomerang clear. Do we do this? I mean, math says you've seen a agenda by now, right? But you didn't res to defend, but you also knew you couldn't defend. Let's look. Let's see what we're working with. It'll give us information, if nothing else. Okay. Fair enough. Then we can do this. We may as well grab Carmen. Yeah. And let's just, sure, gamble. Okay. So, we're agendaing. Okay. Presumably luxury liner? Or maybe send a message? Luxury dream. Okay. Bottoming a send a message. Okay. We haven't seen any spin doctors yet, so I'm not like that stressed about this. I am so unconvinced that ever giving the runner that extra click is worth it. The runner sucks. They're going to do such mean things with that extra click you give them, you know? And, like, I haven't played with Caveat Emptor at all, so maybe I'm wrong, but to my mind, it just feels like giving away value. What do we think this is? I would call either a Brawn or maybe a Sleipnir. It's going to be an End the Run Ice, because they want to protect the Hollow Man. So let's just force a res. Sleipnir, okay. So we need to find Shibboleth. Maybe that would have been a better call over Carmen. But I was worried about Boomy. Oh, did I not? Yeah. They're just making their decisions here. Yeah, you probably don't. I mean, I guess it depends on whether you have agendas, which, as far as I can tell, you don't. Yeah, okay. And so we just need to find stuff. That'll help us find stuff. Still not seeing Shibboleth, which I don't love. -1 click. See, now that makes sense to me. This I get. Oh, it's especially mean on this turn when I, like, have a big hand. But I think we can just play 3 cards and pass here. We'll just do this, and this. I don't want to do a run, because if we do, then we end up drawing with DreamNet and have to trash something. And I want all these dang cards. I was thinking Killers versus because every Sentry is such an alpha face check. Yeah, especially versus like Jinteki, that's almost forced. Like the bad Sentry out of Wayland. Well, Beowalk's not great, but ooh, shit. We should stop fucking around. Alright. If we see them put something else in the remote, we just have to give up this boomerang and put this boomerang down if we can't find, you know what I'm talking about. Our guy. Shit. Okay. Let's Bravado HQ. In the hopes that DreamNet draw gets us something. No. No. Okay. You would have been great to have earlier. You would have been... Yeah, both of these would have been great to have earlier. Jeez. What's more important right now? I think the pinhole is... Is that true? That wasn't correct. That was not correct. We might as well poke around. Seeing the same damn cards we've seen every time. We have no time, so we need to just throw down a boomerang. We lose the old one. C'est la vie. Run. Counter. Break up to 2. End the run. And I don't think we want them drawing. Continue movement. Breach the Soiva. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yes. Just draw. We gotta find Shibboleth. What are the mean HP code gates? Sleipnir is like not great to face check, but we can. I don't really care about face checking a scatter field. I think we're fine to just Eru. And that gets us a draw, that gets us to look at some cards. Makes them spend some money, hopefully. Boomy, okay. Oh right, we've tungsten Taylor down, so that just costs 2. Hell yeah. Neither of those is Boomy. This will help us find Boomy. Or not Boomy, Shibboleth. Yeah, we don't have any twin encounters. I mean, I don't want you to have that. Okay. Clear the tag with Vic. Goodness gracious, come on now. Encounter, break up to 2 subs, and the run, and the draw. Let it fire. Although I guess you're drawing into petty cash, but, you know, anything to slow you down here. Breach. Okay, got something. Is there a way to caveat enter 4 times in a row? I assume not, but it would be funny. How could you do it? There definitely is. It would be a very convoluted combo that, like, the juice wouldn't be worth the squeeze, but you could make it happen. You'd have to have wage workers rezzed. You would do caveat enter, caveat enter, caveat enter. Use the wage workers extra click to nano management, and then maybe not, because I don't know of a corp card that you can just grab something out of archives that's like not an ice subroutine. No, there you go. They have to be tagged. Okay, they have to be tagged. Now, you nano management, unleash a drafter to bring something back to hand, then caveat enter. That's how you could do it. Okay, I don't like the look of that at all. We have no way to charge the twinning right now, which sucks. We're not drawing very well, I'll say. Let's do this. Never. I am so curious what this is. Is it like tier or something? We'll take the boomerang. Crims are nasty, nasty people. That's true. That's just true. Good grief, come on. I want my dang decoder. Oh, if this is a luxury liner, we might be cooked. I think we're cooked. Because I think they have multiple seamless launches in hand. Yeah, I think we're done. We might have just been seeing the same one. Nah, we're done. Buh. Well, Is what it is. Oh, they had stuff in archives. Well, they had 1 point in archives. That's not that exciting. Glacier the Drew, a total of 6 ice. Yeah. Yeah. So what would have been the solution there to play that game better? Because drawing better, obviously, but hey. Um, I think in retrospect, mutual favoring for Carmen was wrong. We should have grabbed Shibboleth because like the sentry that we're expecting to see is Boomy, which we can click through as long as we're careful about it. Like just run unres dice first click all the time. And Scatterfield and Sleipnir are both expected to be seen, especially Sleipnir now. I think Scatterfield probably less so. Yeah, I guess you don't run Scatterfield out of LEO because you want to stack your ice and it's bad for that. But Sleipnir would have been there. So that would have been the big thing. Because think about all the we spent 3 or 4 clicks boomeranging, like installing boomerang on that Sleipnir, and we would have had all those clicks to spare if we just had Shibboleth down that whole game. That's probably enough all on its own to make that game play out really differently. There was also a turn where they installed something on the Hollow Man, and I ignored it. That was a huge what are you doing? Although I guess I don't remember if I had the option to pay attention to it or not, but yeah. Yep, so some mistakes on the level of like reading what they're packing, I would say. So let's keep that in mind as we go forward. Hello, Thanos PKC. How's it going? Ugh. Gotta edit after this. Got a friggin' dang ass podcast to make. Justine, hello. Let's go. Okay. What do we think about this? I think it doesn't have DreamNet, and I think it doesn't have nearly enough to justify not starting with DreamNet. Watching games on JNet while munching, saw the link, so put it in the browser. RegVic or something. Oh, this is the reggest of reg. I was talking about this at the start. Like, I'm usually much less of a reg player, and I am kind of trying to just pare down and work on fundamentals. So I've got like the grayest, gooeyest deck you can build, and just trying to just get good at running, and then you can worry about doing doofy Ari kickflips or whatever, you know. Sand still has no DreamNet, which is not my favorite. So I think because Justine left HQ open, they called HQ. And if they didn't, they probably called R&D. So I'm going to clean archives to try and diffuse Melius. Yep. Then we're going to transfer. Hey. Then we're going to draw. Then we're going to run one of these. Although knowing her, good chance these are like both Urticas and Bites. Spin Doctor, okay. How's it been doing? Is it like strong into meta? It is, I think the round of district tournaments that just happened, it kind of underperformed a little compared to people's expectations. I think people thought, oh, this is just very generically strong. And it seems like you have to be a little better than just generically strong to really excel right now. It's no slouch. Like, the top two of my districts were both Vic runners, but overall, it does seem like it's getting beaten out by stuff that just has a little bit more souse to it. I think weirdly Seb, the guy that I'm struggling with, is doing a little better than Vic right now, which is again evidence that like my problem is more on a fundamentals issue than like anything else. I think Lat does very well. Ari has posted some results, which is always exciting to me. I love Ari. Ari is such a high skill ceiling ID that like I think it's hard to evaluate how strong she actually is at any given time. Okay. So there's two paths that Justine could have taken here. The first is to say, well, you faked me out this time, so you're going to go HQ this time, so I'll go HQ. Or you're going to keep faking me out, so I'll go R&D. I think I'm going to tend towards drawing for DreamNet. Eru, okay. I like to have Eru, but let's run to make you spend some money because you're not rich. Yep. Get rid of this. Then let's poke HQ. Let's see which path Justine took here. A unleash. Okay, you're doing this kind of nonsense. So we need to be real careful about tags. Well, now surely, how could Justine guess wrong here? There's only one open. Hey, there's DreamNet. I think she is in fact going to guess correctly because I want that sweet, sweet DreamNet value. Unbelievable. Can't believe that I got called out like this. You're through 14 cards. Oh, check it, Scion. Oh, you're doing some real horse shit, I see. Get out of here with that. So there's almost certainly Cloud Eaters. There's probably... Well, there might be tiers. I could see a tier getting splat. I don't know how much influence tier is. It's probably high, just as for like flavor reasons. We need any way to get through ice. That's my expert opinion about this current board state. And we didn't get it, which I'm not in love with. More like Checkist see ya. Now here's the problem. Is that a Checkist Scion? You're on one pointers. You have to have a lot of agendas, and that means you almost certainly have agendas in hand. Just snatch whatever you got. Or you're like trashing them into archives off of Melius. Vixec. Oh god. Okay. Okay. I see the kind of day we're in for here. Let's just get daily cast down, throw out the extra Hermes. If that's like a Fuji or whatever, congrats, you scored it. We don't have a way to contest. Fuji. Hey, how did I know it would be a Fuji? Losing Eru is not my favorite. What's the only thing there I'm like really bummed to lose? We didn't lose the twinning, which is good. We can hopefully get Eru back with privilege access. Let's do this because I know you've got bites. If we hit a bite and it snipes Cortopira, I'm gonna be cross. Unleash, V-check, check a Scion. Okay. Well, that's 2 check a Scions down. Where are your dang agendas? We're starting to get low on money. I think let's get Corpira down so it doesn't get lost to damage, and let's Bravado Server 2. They either have to waste money. Yeah. Okay. You gotta put Icebreakers in your deck, brother. It's easy. Yeah, this is... So I just copied one of the decks that did really well here at Districts. I think this came in 2nd place. Because the first place person didn't post their deck list. And so I'm just copying the homework of somebody that performed better than I did. And they only put 1 copy of each breaker. Which is not uncommon for Crim. Because you can tutor breakers out. But... Okay, so that seems... That play... Assuming no bluffs would mean that this is a barrier and this is something that Corpira can't break, right? That is what we're being signaled. Let's get the twinning down. Let's run R&D? HQ seems clear, so let's run R&D. Let's boost with Chesva to get a twinning counter. See an extra card, Hansei, and Oppo Research. Okay. Let's transfer. There's the bite. Okay. We're dead. Pretty sure that's game. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I didn't think that through at all. Yep, here comes the Unleash, Cloud Eater. Yep, good game. GG. That's a bummer. Yeah, did not respect the bite enough, which, hey, we talked about it earlier. You gotta respect the damn bite. You gotta. Is what it is. Yeah, like, I was respecting the damage on the bite. I wasn't thinking about respecting the tag of the bite. I think you might have like, well, I'm Vic. The tag clear is easy, but it does, but not when I'm already taking a tag on top from transfer. Yeah. Okay. Well, not doing super hot. We're at, what, 1 and 2 for the evening? Let's see if we can't get that to at least a 50-50 win rate. Justine, I didn't mean to back out and not chat here. I just assumed you're rejoining the chat. We'll talk there. The tag melee has been treating me very well. Yeah. I see the vision. I think playing so much editorial the first week of VP kind of put me off of wanting to do tag kills just because it was just like, it worked so good for 2 days and then so bad for 3 days after that I'm like, no thanks, I'm done with this. Jake has enough other tools to make it scarier while still doing things like scoring. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I've spec'd all the way into just Glacier with my Melius build, which has been serving me pretty well. But again, I see the vision. I do. That is not the first time I've got my butt kicked by a deck in that style. There's my DreamNet baby. Oh god, it's PD. I just now clocked that it's PD. Okay. Clock's ticking. We got a boogie. So opening turn DreamNet is a lucky find. You definitely want Hermes down. No money is an issue. We're gonna need to find. I mean, DreamNet's money, but you know what I mean. Bigger burst economy. Like God willing, we hit a clean getaway off of this. Hey, agenda's not bad. I would love to take this down, whatever it is. We should check it. If it's a humanoid, we really gotta kill it. Spin Doctor, okay. Do we spend the money on that? I don't think we do. How bad do you want that red level back? I think we have to let it be. We're too poor. The fact that they're not just like bam, 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 setting up remotes has me A, a little relieved. B, Vulture Fund. Oh, is this like a Plutus type deal? Interesting. Oh, and I guess. Oh, wait, yeah. Hold on. I didn't really. Wait a second. We still have an ontological depend. What are they doing? Okay. Oh, I see. They're trying to just use vulture funds to force out a big deal salvo. Okay. I'm less scared of that than I am of like combo PD flood the market stuff. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hey. What did I do? We're gonna get hit with a salvo toasting here. I did poorly on this turn. We shouldn't have worried about copulation. If we'd gotten Hermes down, well, we had no reason to think we were hitting a second agenda. That's not true. That's one. But if we hadn't put copulation down, we'd have enough money to bravado right now, and I'd be much happier about this hand. Golly, I don't want to spend any money, but I don't want to lose. I want to lose the minimum number of these cards. So, open market, drop. I guess drop the Nuka. I mean, if you are about to big deal, if you have it, like you're about to go broke, which will give us a chance to recover here. a good hit, but that's fine. You got back red level, makes sense. Alright, drip $1 from that. We run them for DreamNet. Oh, buddy. Okay, you're a rude boy. Got it. I think we credit Bravado HQ. If this is like a drafter, it's kind of a nightmare scenario, but I think you would have done something already if that was a drafter. It does still make you broke if it's a drafter, so. He's gonna be trying to kill me? Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the... He's not, actually. He's just trying to core me enough that he can score these out super easy, right? What's the call? We resin or not? Resi or not, here I come. Oh. There we go, no further action. Yes, I will cup this. And then we will get down a class act. Hey, these are cards I like to see. These are several cards I like to see. So what's the game plan? Is it Hermes, sure gamble? We're not rich is the only problem. And we need to spend... If we don't want to lose a card, every click here has to be playing a card. So we might just dump these clean getaways into them. Oh god, that cores us again. Oh no. Don't hit arrow. Oh, we hit a Hermes, yeah. Okay. Well, we know full well that you can't do anything about this. Oh, it's worse. They're a coward. No. Core PD is a legit thing, you know. Hello, Netrunner stream. We win it today. So far, not much. I think we've won one game. We're doing like okay. We're not losing this one, but I'm not feeling great about it either. I think let's take the open market. Yes. Steal. Trash. Okay. Then I don't think you spun to guard an L of a Gao, so I'm just gonna do the same thing a second time. Hey, there it is. So the good news is we've stolen most of the things that the combo relies on. Bad news is they're at 4 points, so, like, you know. Hopefully we can hit an Eru and just close it out next turn. They're dirt broke, which should help us here. Justine, yeah, you know what? You are winning, Justine. Congrats. Also, yeah, let me allow coward. Oh, I guess that's... Oh, I see. You have to hit them in order. I'm not used to Twitch mod stuff. And yeah, the automod having coward flagged, it tells a story. Okay, so they're back up on money, but we actually don't care. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, yeah. Chance we win this game without ever installing a breaker, which is always fun. But it's a rascal or a ruffian. We've lost breakers. No, we haven't. We just haven't drawn any of them. We'll do class act. Yep, get out of here. Sure. Gotta do that. So then we have to discard 4 of these. Well, that one's obvious. We don't need both Chesvas. We probably don't need pinhole threading. We're gonna need breakers, although we have draw power. We're gonna get rid of class act, yeah. If we had twinning around to like charge it off open market, maybe not, but I think we're okay. Does Corpity run Jack Rundy or something else? I don't think they run Jack Rundy. I think they run pretty standard like HB Glacier Ice, you know. They've got just because all they want to do is poke us with core damage. Generally, they want a big deal out of salvo testing on top of a jupe stat grid, and that's already 2 core damage. 1 more core after that, and they can start fast advancing ontos, and that's usually all they want to do. If we, like, say, accept a core damage from a Nightmare Archive, or, you know, like, hit a Boomy at a bad time. I'm not sure where they get the... I think they... Well, no, they just try and score Eleva Gals on top of a jupe stat for the last one. Jupe stat tends to kind of be the way that they get core onto you. Hermes really doesn't do anything at this point in the game. We're too close to the end. I would love to see an icebreaker. We will bravado... Nothing. We're just going to install Chesva. This is almost certainly a hard ETR, like a Brawn or something. Maybe a Sleipnir. Yeah, hard to call the shot. No, they don't have to do 3. They just have to do 2 core to start fast advancing ontos. Yeah. So a salvo on top of a jupe stat is everything they need to do. They're thinking real hard. So what agenda suite are they on? They only need 18 points. Probably 3 salvos gets them to 9. 3 of these get them to 12. 3 of these gets them to 18. Okay, so that's the agenda suite. So there's 18 agendas out of 44 cards, which is a little less than... Or not 18 agendas. Jeez, what did I say? 9 agendas out of 44 cards. Which is about 1 in 5. And we've gone through 30 cards, so we would expect to see about 6 agendas, which we have seen. And they are defending R&D, so it seems unlikely that there's agendas in hand. These are both really useful. I think we take the Mutual Favor, because that lets us get anything. Let's Bravado R&D. They're also in big deal money territory, so we need to make them spend some money. Sleep near? Okay. Then let's do this. Because I want to know what ice where you need to find, you know? Like, actually, they shouldn't have rezzed this. I mean, we're close enough to winning. I guess they had to. Drafter sucks. Okay. That's unfortunate for us. What are they getting back? YDL, that makes sense. And then installing a Spin Doctor also makes sense. Another Sleep Near. Okay. So we need a Shibboleth. We really want a Carmen. Thirty cards is 6 inches. Oh, you're right. You're right. It's 6. Yes. You're right. You're right. I was doing 30 divided by 6 instead of 30 divided by 5. But no, you're correct. Okay. Boomerang also huge. Oh, right. I don't think we're going to need more money than we have right now. If they find the last Onto, we don't really care. The only way they win at this juncture is Big Deal Salvo, which they can't do this turn. So it'd be what? Well, I can do it next turn, unfortunately. And we can't even stop him with Boomerang Transfer. Oh, shit, they've got it in hand. Okay. Okay. Now, the problem is we have to guess. This doesn't help us in the slightest. Let's run it. See what they do. I don't think we have enough clicks. I think they've got us. But resin this ice will put them below the threshold. So they might just let us in. We should have transferred. Yeah. Because if we transfer, they kind of can't afford to just let us in. Because then they lose it either way. Because I'm wondering if they just don't... Okay, Hagen. Alright, that saves us a turn. They can't win next turn now, right? No, they can't. With like a nano management, they could maybe. No, because that costs a ton of money. Let's just get fucking Shibboleth. That shows them we have Shibboleth, which is scary, but it also means they have to like respect that, hey, we can crack archives if we really want to. I did forget about us being cored. Oof. Okay, that hurts. Okay. That hurts on a couple levels. Sucks to get cored again. Sucks to lose the boomerang. Sucks to have them up to 6 points. It also sucks because now if we're... Yeah. The agendas left are 2 salvo testings and 1 Elevagao. So we gotta find a salvo testing. Let me think through the click math here. If we... Install and run is 2 clicks. So we could not draw into the other breaker, install, run. Wait, can we not? Draw. We can, we just end the turn tagged. Which is rough when we only have, like, baby multi-axis. What do they have in archives that'll fire off a drafter? God, those could be agendas. Looks like a lot of stuff in your score area. You've won, I assume. Okay. Here's the scary idea. One of these could be an agenda. I think we just do this. We hope for the best. Because this could just win. We could just see salvo right off the top and win, right? And if we don't, then we plan for the future. We should have run Spin Doctor first. We should have run Spin Doctor first. Although they might have gone very, daring with it. They added Grease into the Palm to HQ. It doesn't matter if one of these... Like, they can't install an agenda off of this. Okay, they install Ice. Do we know where it came from? From archives. But it was... Okay, it was something we didn't know about. Encounter. God, 7. Yeah, we care about all the subs in this instance. Oh, but we have bad pubs that really only cost 4. Okay, let's see how this goes. There are 2 cards in the deck that'll win us the game if we see either of them. They might be in hand also. We don't know. You're not doing anything with them if they're in hand. We know that. And you bounce back a Greasing the Palm, not a... YDL? I would assume you would want YDL if you're trying to big deal out a salvo, right? I assume you're thinking real hard about what to do with the Spin Doctor right now. Which does make me wonder, is this an agenda? Because what was there to think about if that's not an agenda, you know? I guess the Wake Implant, but, like, it doesn't really matter. Sprint. Hagen. Okay. I'm kind of reading that face down. Or that's a bluff. Or they're doing this on purpose to make me think it's an agenda. That's also a possibility. Carmen. Late to the party, but welcome. Oh, no, there's no more Elevagaos. Oh, there are no more Okay, it's only down to salvos. In that case, I think they've got a tough row to hoe here. I've already forgotten what we saw. Because they need, what, 19? No, they need 18 credits to win. I think we can find Cortapira before they can have 18 credits. Sprinting. Unless they're... Well, what am I talking about? They've got YDL. They've got YDL. They're just going to YDL. It's gonna be really tight. I think this game is basically gonna come down to, can we find Corpira, you know? Yeah. Because we gotta hit him with a transfer if we want to win. We lost both Jezvas. We sure have. That's not the end of the world. Because we lost the twinning also. Do we lose Praxis? We haven't lost Praxis. So if we find Praxis, that's all too much time. Overinstalling that ice is interesting. Corpira. Corpira? These are not Corpiras. What do we get back with this? Honestly, we might just get back daily casts. And that's assuming we get in, which I don't think we do. God dang. We have maybe one more turn here. We could also just YOLO R&D a second time. The overinstall strongly... This is a barrier. There's no way it's not a barrier. They know how to wall us out right now. And maybe making them res the barrier was worth doing, actually. But too late now. Damn it. They get it? They got it. Wait, how'd they get the greasing? I didn't think about greasing the dang palm. I saw them pull it back from archives, and I completely forgot that greasing has text on it that gives you money. That was completely just a misplay on my part. Yeah, gain. Yeah, it's a net gain of 2 credits. Completely forgot about that line of threat. So, problem from me. God, yeah, we're kind of eating shit tonight, huh? So what could we have done better there? Other than obviously respect. Well, but no. What we could have done then is force a run here. Either Praxis made no sense. Do the Eru run, make them res whatever this is. You know what? I'm gonna be a little extra here. I want to know what that. Show me what that was. What were we scared of that we shouldn't have been? It's gonna take a second. There we go. This was another Hagen. Okay, so like we couldn't have gotten through it, but they would have had to res it. It wouldn't have done any damage to our board. Yeah, that was the correct thing to do. Because yeah, think about it. What barrier? HP doesn't have spiky barriers, do they? I don't think they do. I mean, Hagen is kind of spiky, but not against this type of deck. How far down was Corpira? Oh, I can't look at deck in this view. That's fine. Not in our hand is what matters. All the red levels is funny. Yeah, rough time. Definitely misplayed that last turn. Yeah, I mean that's the big thing. Let's do one more of these and then maybe do some Corpin. Would love to get a second win on the board tonight. Red Vortex. X Red Vortex. This is a deck. Assuming this is like the Bad Pubs wiki, I'm real scared of this deck. So grateful for the practice, I guess. But I have a really hard time into this. I either go too fast and get measured, or I go too slow and get walled out while they score. It's really hard to find the right balance. Yeah, we mull this. DreamNet. Okay. Okay. Pretty standard opening. The using KPI to draw turn 1 implies to me that they flooded and they're trying to fix it with Spin Doctor. So we're going to force that issue. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay. Half sharp. Great time to hit it. And I think let's just get open market cooking. Okay. No reason to draw when I can do that. Okay. I think let's bravado the remote. Makes sense. Okay. Okay, makes sense. Yep. All right. Let's... I doubt 6 credits is enough to res both of these. And if it is, they're things I don't need to be scared of. But if... flywheel. Interesting. If you res both of them, then I've got no Hermes targets, but also now I just get through flywheel, so I don't need to run archives. Okay. Corpira, yes. Credit brings us to 4. 4 is how much mass cost to break. I guess this could technically be like a Charlotte or something, but that would be odd to see in Wiki. Yeah. That's that. Alright, we're feeling pretty good. Hermes right? Yeah, I mean... Oh, what's the Hermes right? Oh, it's gonna be giving them options to res. Yeah, you're totally right. That was... I needed to get a mutual favor to get Cortapira. and I wanted the DreamNet value, but yeah, you're not wrong. What are we scared of that being? It's probably not a barrier, because you probably want to make something that I can't get in with just this ice breaker suite. Wayland has shitty code gates, so that brings my brain to Sentry. Face checking a Stavka would be a nightmare, but do you have Stavka? Face checking a Winchester would be really unfun. And if you have a problem with too many agendas in hand or something, you might be trying to you might just be forced to do something like that. The other option is we just let them score this. What's the scariest thing it could be? Like Ajev Protocol, maybe? I think we just let it go. Let's just draw up and get Carmen down. Like, I'm guessing this is a 5. Oh! Okay, that's bad. That's bad. The good news is they're gonna be hurting here. Honestly, I don't know what we could have done about that, because the alternative was to we get in somehow and then we lose a breaker anyway. I guess we can give up Carmen instead of the SDS, instead of Corapira, but either way, we're not happy about that. Like, and then we're potentially vulnerable to measured on top of everything else. Like, this is bad. I don't like it. But it could be way, way worse. This is a recoverable board, you know? We can find Praxis. We can rely on boomerangs for now, at least. Especially they're broke, so we have time to... Oh, okay, yeah. They're in the blender. Wait, how did that end up in... Oh, I ran Archives. Right. They threw that out. Yeah. Yeah, charging in Event Horizon's interesting, just because, hey, you know it's pretty strong as Event Horizon. I'm not transferring them for $1. That's wasteful. For now, we will just do this. 4 credits and a card. Okay. Load me up. Boomerangs, that's what I'm looking for. Malapert implies Myoshu to me. I think they want to use this to fetch a Myoshu and just win out of nowhere, which means keeping them poor is huge, which we're doing. So, feeling okay on that front. Nope. You don't get to have money, actually. It's against the rules. Break. Yeah, and the run. Let it fire. We want the sure gamble, I think. Then do we bounce the... We only have 2 clicks left, so yes, we're gonna bounce this. And then we Vic. We Dreamnet probably, and then drop, or not, Daily Cast rather, and then drop the Dreamnet. Yeah. They're in a bad way. We do need to be mindful of measured. They're poor right now, and we have not seen a measured, so not like an immediate concern, but I need to not let myself forget that that's an issue. These boomerangs are like precious gold for us right now since we don't have a fractor. And we're gonna spend some of that precious gold to take a look at what you got going on over here. Because it might be that you think, oh, I hit Corpira. I might be relatively safe. It might be safer to hide an agenda here than in hand. I doubt it. I doubt this is an agenda, but, you know, keep you honest. Hey, Praxis. We're getting our Corpira back, baby. Steal. Bounce that. Yes. Praxis. Get back a... We'll just get back open market and get back Corpira. Vic. We're gaming, baby. Yeah, that turn felt pretty damn good, not gonna lie. I would love to find the 3rd transfer. Let's see about finding the 3rd transfer. No, not that lucky. Relax. I like having Tungsten Tailor here because that makes this super cheap. That makes this less expensive. Probably don't need the Dr. Nuka right now. And I think let's just do Tailor Run HQ for a weight counter. And break. Oh wait, we don't fully break you. No, first we break a subroutine. So yes, that does work. Seamless launch. We don't need this, and we don't need... Probably don't need all the daily casts. I think next turn we Eru, run with Eru, clear the tag, gamble. Okay. You were right to hit archives, but I think we can punch through it. I'm going to see 4 off of this. So, reasonable chance this is game. Because what are you resin for 5 that we care about all that much, you know? First time Tungsten's relevant here. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll see 4. Oh, relevant with regard to the ice they've got down, I guess, which I have no idea what it is. We'll take the Chesva. Can't have that. You're drawing up, which is going to show us new cards if we get into R&D again. Like it's twinning Chesva, run. Probably just gamble. We don't need to do the run in the same turn. For their action. Give me the transfer. I think 0. And then, yeah, gamble. Yeah, they would have to triple measure us, and they could get to double measure money, but not triple. Hey, you have money. Even if we weren't at 6 points, this feels pretty sewn up. We're just generating a ton of multi-access at this point. We don't even need to do an area run. We can just pop through R&D. No. Wait, oh. I thought I misclicked, but I think they misclicked. I guess give me the other Chesva. Why not? 0. Myoshu. They're not out of the game yet, then. And why not? What reason would there be to not do the Eru run? We can clear the tags. Yeah. It gives us 1 extra access. No further action. 2, 2. There it is. Yeah, the back-to-back transfers really just kind of put them dead in the water and let us kind of bully them. Oof. Vic eating good there. Yeah, Vic ate good there for sure. I mean, well, and this is why I'm like whatever about Vic. Red Crim ate good there. DreamNet ate good there. Did Vic eat good there? I mean, we got a little bit of value out of clearing tags, but like, we finished the game with 22 extra credits. We didn't exactly. I don't know. I don't know. Mask and off an SDS. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Vic is Dream Dynamo. I know, but like that's I don't know. I mean, that's the other thing. If DreamNet was an ID, I would think it's. I thought Hosh was boring, and DreamNet is kind of Hosh on a card, you know? I don't know. I don't know. It's. I feel similarly about Lat. It's just like, yeah, just a drip of value, turn over turn forever, is really strong. Who'da thunk? Don't. I want some goofy bullshit in my runners. I want to feel something. Yeah, Vic got values after transfer as an arrow. 100% it did. It did something that game. Not saying it didn't. I'm just saying it's not the most exciting thing in the world. But it gets results, and sometimes you want results. We got Mega City coming up in like about 2 months. Gotta be ready for that. I feel like the lower Vic is pulling a lot of weight for me with excitement. I love Vic on a flavor level. I think Vic is so cool on a flavor level. I kind of really wish we saw more cards that explored the flavor side of Vic. Like when they first showed off Vic, uh my immediate thought was, oh, they're gonna get like virtual resources that represent like their other personas, and there's gonna be like interesting stuff you can do to like interface with them. That like has a fun Vic game along the lines of Seb's connections, right? And that's not what Vic's about. What do you want to run? I usually run Seb. I also really like Ari. Those are the two I like a lot. I've been losing a lot with Seb recently, which is why I'm just like, just give me the most boring generic runner. Get better at just playing the game of Netrunner, and then you can layer in the more fun stuff. Because it's not like Seb is a weak runner. Seb is strong. But Seb also has just very big weaknesses that I'm feeling a lot right now. Like, in theory, right, Ice Destruction is good against the, like, Flood the Market PD thing. But I've lost some really rough games against Flood the Market PD with Seb, you know? Where it's just felt like, yeah, if I can ever find the crews, I can stop them. I can devote a lot of resources to blowing up one server when they're installing 3 cards every turn, you know? Rotary is a lot of competition, but it matches theme and Vic's energy. Yes, it totally matches Vic's theme. Rotary is really cool. Rotary's biggest problem is just that Hermes exists and Penny Shaver. Like, even in the far-flung future, when Hermes rotates, Penny Shaver is going to be right there, and it's still hard to argue with Penny Shaver. I also think multi-axis is just very easy to come by right now, you know? The twinning is just a wildly good card. I think Seb is good into Flood PD insofar as it seems better than anything else. Yeah, I think what is good into Flood PD? It is a really powerful deck that kind of scares me. Like, I'm not usually the kind of person to jump to this sort of thing, but it has me feeling like, do they need to ban something? Because man, is that deck just so hard to keep up with. And, you can't... Oh, I will force them to res all the ice they're putting down and transfer of wealth them to get their money down. No, you won't, because they'll do one fully op, and all that work you did is undone, and now they have a bunch of res dice you have to deal with, I'll just harass their hand and get the agendas out of hand. Sure, I mean, I guess that works, but you have to then have, HQ multi-axis ready to go faster than they can get it down on the table with Flood the Market, and, it just feels like it can give the runner way too many problems to solve way too fast. We have a lot of people here in Dallas, or a couple people here in Dallas that were doing, I don't think they were directly riffing on the foot gun PD that was going around last year, but they kind of parallel thinking got to the same thing. And one of them straight up said no, if this deck has not won by turn 7, you're doing a good job. The runner is doing well if I have to wait until turn 9 to win. And, man, that's tough, And, I've played against it. They're right. It is so hard to even slow them down, let alone beat them, unless they just draw a dog shit hand and you draw a really good one. And now that archetype has even better stuff to play with, That was without Flood the Market, and it's just... I don't know, man. Maybe people just need to learn how to beat it, right? Maybe people just gotta get better at the matchup, or find the right deck to build to knock it out. Love to see it, if possible. Because it's even well, hey, it's a horizontal deck, central pressure, deep dives unbanned, baby. Yeah, HB doesn't give a shit about deep dive between Let Them Dream and Melius, It just... I don't know what the counter to that thing is. My feeling right now might be that it doesn't have a counter and it needs dealt with, but I would honestly love to be proven wrong. I don't like it when stuff gets banned. Unless, well, for instance, I liked Hosh getting banned because it just enabled other Anarchs to do stuff. It's been too many years of, hey, cool Anarch, why are you playing that over Hosh? Hey, why would you ever not play Hosh out of Anarch? Dum-dum? And that level, yeah, I like seeing that kind of ban happen, but, it's a cool idea for an archetype, right? And it's the Asa group thing. God, how does that... I don't follow Eternal at all. How does Flood the Market feel in Eternal when you can play Asa group? That seems really powerful. PD Flood's rough versus Audrey. Yes, absolutely it is. Yeah. Current deck on NRDB strip says win in 8 turns, and I'll give you a guess what it is. Let's look. I haven't really looked at NRDB. Let's see. Yeah, this is... I mean, yes, totally. I am the reserves list. Yep. Yeah, it's just nasty. It's really funny how, the roller coaster people have been on with Synchro Cyclotron. Because I think when it first got shown off alongside Flood the Market, people were like, oh, what a cool card. And then I feel like it turned around into, well, how many good doubles are there really? Does this do enough? Maybe it's not actually any good at all. And now it's kind of come back to, yeah, you only need one good double, and it's Flood the Market. It makes your win con stronger. Why do you need to get extra value off of it on top of that, you fool? Yeah. Also don't know what the best ban is. Flood seems like the only truly effective ban, but the card itself is the card itself is charming. My gut says you ban Fully Op, honestly. I think you ban Fully Op, and that makes it easier to do economic warfare against this deck, make them struggle a little more to, earn the Flood. Or maybe you ban PD, and you make them play it out of Poetry, which is a weaker ID. It's a little bit of a more, nuanced ID that has, more interesting lines than just, hey, get the best card you've played this game back into your hand. That feels like a viable way to go to me. It's tricky because the impression I have, and this is just me looking at like the ban list they've done since I've started and like, looking back at stuff and my own vibes, it kind of feels like they're very reticent to ban IDs because they're IDs. They're like, in theory, the like keystone to like a deck archetype, right? They are like the core thing. So like if they can get away without banning IDs, like say this asshole over here, if they can just ban enough cards to weaken the ID, that seems to be the preference, which I can totally understand. But I could see banning PD. I could also see banning fully up. I don't know if either of those solves the problem outright, but I think they'd be moves in the right direction. Fulling up being banned would see so much HB, wailing and gnashing of teeth, which maybe I like that. It would pivot us back to Leo being the good HB thing, right? Because Leo doesn't care about Flood, or about fully up rather. Yeah, my gut would be fully up might have to go. I don't know. Because if this deck has to slow down and make money, and has to like actually work to defend its remotes for like more than one damn turn, then it becomes a lot more fair. Maybe too fair? Hard for me to tell. Like maybe that just like completely kills it, and I wouldn't want to completely kill it. Which is why the other thought I have is maybe you ban PD and force this deck into poetry. But yeah. It's a tough nut to crack rebanning. Harder than usual where there's the one card that's absolutely correct. Yeah, it's a lot of cards synergizing together really strongly, right? Because the other option is ban Flood the Market. I'm always really hesitant about banning like brand new cards just because they're brand new, right? I think we'll have to see like... I'll be curious of like going into mega cities if they ban anything. I don't think districts have done enough. Like I don't think this deck has gone hard enough, fast enough to I haven't like been following every tournament result, but like other stuff is winning tournaments. I don't know if it's quite oppressive enough to justify like doing bans pre mega cities. Maybe it is, I don't know. But I stress out when someone is playing a version of this deck because it feels like I am so pushed into playing the Corpse game plan, and it's not even like Ayuko is super strong, and it forces you to play the Ayuko game plan, right? You gotta run the remotes, you've gotta trash the important stuff, you don't really have time to set up your own game plan because they're giving you too many problems to solve too quickly. And, like, early elevation, that was maybe a little too gassed up, right? Between Sting and, False Lead. Now, though, it does feel very fair of, like, yeah, that's just, you're sitting down versus Ayuko. You gotta play different, right? I like that out of a corp. I like a corp that says, hey, you're gonna have to play Netrunner different than you normally play Netrunner if you want to win this game. This does not feel like it's forcing me to play Netrunner differently. This feels like it is forcing me to just find ways to get pulls of the slot machine fast enough to win through just random accesses before the corp can just do their bullshit and win while kind of ignoring me, you know? And again, maybe it is just this is still newish as a concept. Maybe people will crack, oh, here's how you counterplay it. Maybe there's some dog shit card I'm not thinking of from like Ashes that no one touches that actually counters this perfectly. I don't know. It's scary. It's the short version. Sounds like it's Baz o'clock. I mean, that's a good point. That's a fair point. Baz gets a lot of value into this style of deck. Well, does he though? Does he? He gets clickless installs. But from what I have seen of Baz gameplay, the way it has spec'd is more into, I want to load up one piece of ice with saucies and continually de-res it for saucy value, re-res it for installs and more saucy value. And if you're making me spread the saucies out across a lot of things, like, do I have the money to capitalize on how many reses you're giving me? You know, maybe not. I don't know. It's a thought. It definitely, hey, lots of wide ice is definitely something that calls Baz to mind. Maybe that is the answer. What is DDoS? I think that might have been during when I was not playing Netrunner. Yeah, Court cannot res the outermost piece of ice during a run on any server this turn. I mean, yeah. That would be pretty nasty into this. What is there in 2015? Mate, what, like, cycle is this from? No, Learning Fisk was around. Okay, I just don't remember this card. Fair enough. Let's do a couple Corp games, and then we'll call it for the night. I'm just gonna have some fun with my Melius deck that is pretty good. I don't think I had done this when we streamed last week. I've swapped in some loaded... Right. We played that game on stream where I got the shit beat out of me by a Lotus Haze. So now I've got 2 Lotus Hazes in here. And it is absolutely 1 games. I was on Baz in a cut, and I got to choose, and I definitely chose not to go Baz versus Speedy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would never go PD. I would never choose to play against a PD deck if I could afford it. If I had the option. Because, right, like, again, in theory, Seb should love going against that archetype, right? You've got Hannahs, you've got Gourmands to clean out the remotes, you've got Botulises to, make some of the remotes easy to crack, and, you've got Crews to kill the other ice, to, like, shrink the number of servers they've got. They're throwing assets at you that can feed Audrey. On paper, it seems like it should work. But Seb is slow and PD is fast, and that matters more than any of the other shit I just said. Like, I was thinking about it earlier today of how to maybe try to clean up this Seb deck and give it a little bit more juice. Finding a way to cut to 45 is probably essential. I always manage to convince myself, like, hey, you're drawing the entire deck and then ashening every damn game. Surely you can get away with going a couple cards over 45 in this archetype, right? And you might be able to. But drawing the right cards in the right order is so important, and the fewer cards you have, the higher the odds that happens. I don't like this hand. I want better money than that, and or ice. This is technically both of those things, but I feel a little bit monkey pod. We're just gonna do this. So yeah, thinking about that, cutting to 45 makes sense. I think probably getting a third price in there makes sense. And just accepting, like, the first run through the deck is just gonna go fast. You're going to miss things you wanted to install. As long as you get buffer drive down, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Because Seb's problem, again, is he's slow. And Price is a pretty fast card. And I've got 2 copies of it. I think I need 3 copies of it. If we draw a piece of ice here, I'm pretty happy. We did not draw a piece of ice here, so I'm pretty sad. I'm not hurting for money right now. Let's just draw. Okay, there's ice. That is ice, but it's awkwardly timed ice. Wow, okay. Weird hand. Is this a drawing that I did in middle school? Because it's got weird hands. Just the one weird hand. I guess that joke didn't... Hey, that joke didn't track that well. keep thinking they're gonna run HQ, and they keep not running HQ. Unless Jim, my first time watching, but I'm gonna head to bed. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Oh, thanks a bunch. Yeah, we do this most Sunday nights, so by all means, come hang out again next time. Just do this. They can crack this with Cortopira, but it's expensive, so I'm not too mad if they do. I'm going to guess they run R&D this time, and this is going to be the time they don't do it. Hey, they did it. Okay, cool. Hafrun, yeah. We'll take Red Room. I'd love to find a Lion's Mane. I feel like that would make this... Or even just another Bodo would make this like prohibitively expensive to run. Hey, there's another Bodo. Okay. So I think let's do one more round of Charlotte. And then we will push the send a message after that. If we draw a different agenda, I would rather push that, honestly, because if we're defending this, we're rezzing all of this, and then we're, send a messaging Tatu Bola. That's not too exciting. Hey, you can't have that. Okay. Yort. And then we do this. We do this. We do this. Where do we stick Lion's Mane? I think we stick it on R&D. How much money does this cost you? 3, 6. It costs you 12. We're gonna do this. If you get in, you get in. We get red room value out of it. You've already done 2 clean getaways, so I think Archives is not a very fruitful call. HQ is the most, like, between these 2, HQ is the more crackable server at the moment. In retrospect, not advancing this might have been smart. Do Haunter, just because now we're going to have to advance, score, something gets bounced with Hermes, and we'll have the mandatory draw, which means we're going to have to trash some stuff. And we have petty caches, but ideally we use Haunted Review for those, you know? Actually, I'm not going to rush this out. Yeah, we don't really have a good incentive to. Let's just do this. And then draw. Yeah, that's fine. They know this is advanceable because I advanced it. They know it's not just like an Anowet. And they also know I cleared out Charlotte to put it in here. So they know what it is. But this costs 12. Like, yeah, this is expensive to get. Bravado. That is bad. That is bad. This only costs you 1. Yeah, it's free because of the boomerang, which means you have money to trash the red room. It's going to be a real bummer if you hit the send a message. Yes. And give me back Charlotte. Yeah. Cost you money at least? Mitra, hell yeah. Okay. We're happy. Well, we're happy unless you run it back. Then we're sad. You might wait a turn because you want Zaya value. Yeah, just keep it as honest. Hell yeah. We will res a Boto. The other Boto, that's fine. I think we jam this. And HQ. Because you're going to come cut me. Okay. I think we're not going to res that. We're just going to overinstall it next turn, so you lose a boomerang. I would like the humanoid resources. Yes, yes, yes. Although you'd probably trash it. Alright, there it goes. Pinhole, don't love that. Taking down La Costa? Yep. Hey, that works. So we're going to overinstall this. We'll just do... Whoops, that's fine. Tatubola. And we will install. Slightly annoyed about misclicking that petty cash, but also we're rich as hell, so whatever. Like, would have preferred to Hansei, but it's not like we could raise everything on the table here for not that much money. Revolver. Hey now, alright. We do this, and we do this. And draw, I guess, sure. Okay. HQ is the vulnerable one. And they're all, like, a little vulnerable, but both Lion's Mane and Cloud Eater also eat bullets like crazy, so... Do we res Cloud Eater if they run Archives? I think we probably do. We have a lot of money. It eats bullets. They take tags out of it. I am not gonna res this because it just gives you free Kurapira counters. Spin Doctor. Yes, please. Stop accessing the thing that I draw, please. Oh, well. Doop. Beep, bop, bo, wah. And we will res up... another Bodo. Now we're on threat, so these cost 8 to crack fully. 7 if you're fine with the net damage. So you need 14 credits at minimum to get into this server. So I'm feeling pretty good. Like at this point, if you win, I think you win on Centrals. I've got a big enough lead, and you've got low enough money that I'm not that scared of you winning on Centrals. This is basically free other than the bullets. But that's okay. I would love a playmat of this thing, by the way. It's so fucking cool looking. Yeah, I mean, we just push, right? There's no reason not to. Like, even if you steal it, okay, you stole it, you know? You're gonna completely tank your econ stopping the game from ending, you know? Okay. That do save you a good amount of money. You're just eating the net damage? Yep. Okay. Fine with that, because that means you can't eat this net damage. Yep. Now you do have to fully break this. Yeah, okay. But now you don't have the money to trash La Costa. You take 2 more net damage. Yeah, like, I'm truly, totally fine losing out on 3 points there. Okay, I guess we just slap a Charlotte. Because we're on game point, they, like, have to seriously try to crack this every single time if they can. They kind of can't this time. Let's do this. But if they do, like, hey, it's a Charlotte. Like, they're losing win cons. Yeah. I'm feeling pretty okay. They need a new killer before they can challenge Lion's Mane. Yeah, I think we're fine. I don't think they can do anything about this. how do they win at this point? Yeah, that's fine. What do we do with that? We trash it, but we get something else back. Yeah, that's game. I mean, fair enough, but... Oh, you know what? Okay. Okay, hey. That did a thing, didn't it? Oh, they were one off from hitting bite? Boo! Okay, Cloud Eater's porous, and we put a fucking agenda in there, huh? Whoops. Uh-oh. Let's think this through, friends. Install advance. That gives us one click. Now we could... I think we gotta play it cool. I think we probably, arguably, already have played it too uncool, you know? Because why would we think it's so hard? When we were just gonna do the same thing we've been doing for 3 turns now. There's 2 more agendas left in R&D. Okay, they're just praying, which, at this point, totally. Jailbreak, if that makes sense. I'm gonna have to eat 2 damage off of this. If only we'd drawn Empiricist. Icing R&D, probably. That was more correct than hedge fund. Yeah. I was trying to avoid encouraging them to think about the other centrals. But this could... They could legitimately win off of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, there's 2 in R&D. They're going to see 2 cards, so there's a 1 in 7 chance that this just wins. Which is not high odds. But it's not... Like, hey, that's a dice roll. Okay. Seems like they're having some connection issues. There it goes. Okay. 1 in 7, let's go. No. So 1 in 14, actually. 1 in 13. 2 in 13. Now the big question is, how do they spend this final click? If they run archives, they just win. It's not a crazy idea to run archives at this point. Good game. Whew. Archives is so scary when you know they have Proprio, though. I don't have Proprio. What do you mean? I don't have Proprio. Like, I never scored one. Nope, too slow. That's fair. Yeah, if I had a Proprio, then hey, we're cooking, you know? But unfortunately, because Proprio turns Cloud Eater into a kill on that board. Probably gonna be the last game of the night. I've got podcast to edit. Elon Proto, coming soon to a Patreon near you. Specifically, the Patreon located at undertow.cards. And more like general deck shape and what they could have expected. Yeah, I mean, like... But, again, the worst possible thing is that that's a Cloud Eater. And it is a Cloud Eater. Cloud Eater can't end the game. Which, but, yeah, I take your point that, right, if you're just guessing archives, they don't know that... Yeah, no, you're right. The risk assessment there. But if you're already gambling on that being a Charlotte, that I'm just really stubborn about it pre-advancing, you may as well, right? Like, the game, you kind of know in your heart the game's over anyway, right? You may as well YOLO it. You've hit R&D enough that you can reasonably guess. You've hit R&D and HQ enough that you have a pretty solid guess. There's nothing in HQ other than the one thing you keep me from scoring. And you already know there's nothing you can see in R&D. So you may as well check archives, because where else you gonna go? Like, at some point it's kind of academic, because, like, they knew they lost, right? They were in a bad way. But for all they know, it could have been Vic second to 3 Eskas. It could have been. It could have been. I think it's V-check, not Vicsec. I'm gonna have to learn that. Really, what would make... What's a card that can either make Seb better or make Flood PD weaker? I think a tutor for resources would be huge. If you could just slap Hannah out way faster. Is that the play, honestly? Not necessarily for Seb, but just if you want to counter that, do you just spec into 3x Hannah to make sure you've got it ASAP, right? Here we go. One last ride, baby. And then I think for next week, I'm going to try to grab a Bad Pubs Wiki, or maybe Bad Pub Novum. I've seen it at both. And a combo PD. And we're going to play those and get a feel for, hey, if I lose, how? To see if that helps us, like, get better at combating it. This hand's not terrible. I think we keep it. If we draw into another, like a hedge fund or something, we're thrilled. Not thrilled about that. I think we're going to go this. If they challenge this, we can't really... Yeah, we'll credit, because I want the Hansei for the humanoid. Yeah. What do we got? Petty cash? Yes, trash. I guess put it back in hand. Like, as opposed to what? And Noetic gets killed. Sure. That's a good early hit for them. I'm a little bummed. Although we can always fish it out, maybe. Alright. Hit this. What do we want to install here? I think we install the other humanoid. I think we put an MIC on HQ. And we Hansei and trash the petty cash. And you're going to run R&D just because you want Gourmand blue value. Also good. Not the end of the world. Obviously, hey, I like the value that gives me, but that's one less pinhole you can use on the Costa grid later, you know? So, can't be too fussy about it. Let's spin. Do we just push here? You're poor. You're not getting through this with Rising Tide. You're not getting through it. Cookbook's expensive. I think I can afford to push here. Trash the cash to give me a... give me an Anoetic back. Lion's Mane. Just popping Gourmand back. You're just going to harass me. And what two cards here am I comfortable losing? Like Mitra. Well, no, not Cloud Eater. Maybe we just set up this turn. They're still poor. It's all the same things are still true about their chances of stealing this. So let's actually just do some setup. In fact, let's do this. And let's do this. Audrey. Audrey's not ideal. Audrey's really not ideal here, actually. Trash the Spindo. Give me back... Lion's Mane? Yeah. Okay. Oh, hit a different Lion's Mane. Okay. If you run this... You might be perfect here. I might have should have put the Anoetic down instead of the Mitra. Never mind. We're okay. We're okay. Because now, if they run, we Mitra and the Brawn. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Let's stop fucking around. And we will dump. I mean, we're in a solid spot. I don't know if I want to dump Send a Message. We can maybe dump Lion's Mane? Yeah, okay. R&D, you're going to want them leech counters. Hush, that's not the end of the world. That ain't the reason I like that. Hedge fund, yeah, give her a trace and give me back my virus. Put this down, put this down, Hansei. Hansei Hofrun, because my virus is basically a pseudo Hofrun on this board. Okay. Oh, yeah. We use Mitra. Oh, wait. Shoot. There we go. Yeah, there's no reason to keep going here. No. Nope. Keep our powder dry on the Cloud Eater. Don't care about that yet. Let's draw. Install in archives. Install here. And I'm going to call... I don't know what to call here. R&D maybe? How many... Oh, they've already burned through 2 steel skins? Okay. We might have to kill this game. Hey, I called correct. This wins, right? This wins. I'm pretty sure this wins. So we do this. If they have the last steel skin in hand, it doesn't win. They did. Okay. Then, but we're going to get the bite for basically the same effect. No. Yes. Nope. But we've hit both Ashen and Buffer, so they are in a really bad situation. Going Archives, that makes sense. Because guess what? I can't do anything about it right now. But doesn't make sense for that reason. I think they're in trouble here. Do we let them in? Or do we burn the Proprio? 50-50 that they jump to 5. I think we keep the powder dry. If they hit the 3-pointer, that's okay. They didn't. Oh, wait, they had 20. Yeah, okay. That might have been wrong, but I think we'll be better off in the long run for having done that. It's spooky to let them jump to 5 points, but I think it's correct. We'll see if I'm right or not, I guess. Tatu Bola on R&D and credit. And I'm going to call R&D because you know HQ. R&D is the only spot worth jumping into. Oh, pinhole. That makes sense. We're credit short here. It's unfortunate. Okay. That brings me down to 8, and then click to get to 10. No, it doesn't make sense. I just forgot. They have like no cards left. That's huge for them. So get through this for 3. They can't lower this in a way that matters. So this would cost... Yeah, they have the money. So I think we are still keeping powder dry. Powder might be a little too dry at this point. We're going to put back Bite and Mavirus. We're going to pop a second Spindo. Uh-oh. And put back Spindo and Hansei. Yes. Yes. Oh no! GG. Oh man. Boo. Man. We got pretty cavalier. The big question is whether we should have let them have that send a message. Very possible that we should not have. I mean, we lost. Of course we shouldn't have. Yeah, ouch. Really funny way for that game to end. Alright, well, I've got work to do, so we're going to call it there. Also, it's when we normally end these streams, so I'm going to call it there. We'll be back next time. I need to get better at this damn game. Mega Cities is in 2 months. I gotta or 3 months, I guess. I gotta be ready. I'll see y'all later. Bye.